Have you ever noticed how, after the age of 60, no matter how carefully you eat, no matter how many walks you take, the strength in your muscles seems to slip away faster than it used to? It feels as if the body has its own silent clock, a clock that starts pulling strength out of your arms, your legs, even your core, without your permission. This process has a name: sarcopenia. And it is one of the biggest reasons why so many women over 60 feel weaker, move slower, and lose the independence they worked their whole lives to protect. Here is what is so striking: sarcopenia does not just make it harder to get out of a chair or lift a bag of groceries, it speeds up bone loss. It raises your risk for falls. It even makes it harder to keep your blood sugar, your weight, and your energy stable. In fact, research shows that muscle is one of the most powerful organs for metabolic health. Your muscle is not just tissue, it is like a sponge that soaks up glucose, burns fat, and signals to your brain and hormones that you are thriving. When you lose muscle, you do not just lose strength, you lose a key part of your metabolic engine. Now here's the surprising part. Many people think fighting sarcopenia requires hours at the gym, heavy weights, or intense exercise programs. And while resistance training is important, what the research shows is that the most powerful way to turn off muscle loss starts much earlier in the day, before you even leave the house. In fact, it starts in the very first 30 seconds of your morning. That is right. The first 30 seconds after you wake up can determine whether your body spends the day protecting your muscle or breaking it down. Let me explain. When you wake up, your body is in what scientists call a catabolic state. That means your hormones, especially cortisol, are naturally higher. Cortisol is not your enemy. It is what helps you wake up and get moving. But here is the catch. Cortisol is also muscle wasting if it is not balanced quickly. It tells your body, we need energy now. And if your blood sugar is low from the overnight fast, your body will often pull that energy straight out of your muscle tissue. That is the hidden mechanism behind sarcopenia that almost no one talks about. So what can you do about it? This is where the morning habit comes in. By using just 30 seconds right after waking, you can flip a metabolic switch that tells your body, do not burn my muscle, protect it. And you do it without spending hours in the gym, without complicated routines, and without harsh supplements. In today's video, I am going to show you exactly what this 30-second habit is, why it works on a physiological level, and how you can apply it every morning to keep your muscles strong, your metabolism active, and your independence fully intact. We will break down the science. I will give you analogies you can picture on a whiteboard, and most importantly, I will give you the exact protocols you can use starting tomorrow morning. Because here's the truth. Muscle is longevity. Protecting your muscle protects your energy, your metabolism, your bones, even your brain. And the habit that makes all the difference takes less time than brushing your teeth. So, let us dive in, and I will walk you through the 6 science-backed insights you need to know. Here's what most people miss. Your muscle is not just tissue that helps you move around. Muscle is actually one of the most powerful metabolic organs in your entire body. Think of it as the body's furnace. It burns calories, it clears sugar from your bloodstream, and it communicates with your brain and hormones. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your body as a house. Inside that house is a furnace that keeps the entire place warm. As long as that furnace is strong and well fed, the house runs smoothly. But if the furnace starts breaking down, suddenly the house grows cold, the pipes freeze, and the entire system struggles. That furnace is your muscle. When muscle shrinks, your whole metabolism slows, and everything from your energy to your bone health to your brain begins to feel the cold. Now, what the research shows is that after the age of 60, women can lose up to 3% of their muscle mass every single year if they do nothing to protect it. That might not sound like much, but let us put it into real-world terms. Imagine losing 10 to 15% of your total strength over the course of just 5 years. That is the difference between being able to walk upstairs with ease and struggling to pull yourself up one step at a time. But here is the deeper root cause. Sarcopenia is not just about age. It is about signaling. Your muscle is constantly listening to signals from your hormones, your nutrition, and your activity. If the signal says, we are safe, we have enough energy, let us build, your body preserves and grows muscle. But if the signal says, we are stressed, we are fasting, we need emergency fuel, the body begins breaking muscle down for survival. Here's where it gets practical. The very first thing you do in the morning can either strengthen or weaken that signal. If you wake up and your body stays in that stress-driven state, your furnace starts burning itself to stay on. But if you take 30 seconds to give it the right signal, and I will show you exactly what that habit is later in this video, you essentially tell your metabolism, protect my muscle, fuel me from fat, and keep my energy steady. There was a landmark paper published in Aging Research Reviews that found that skeletal muscle is a critical regulator of insulin sensitivity, glucose disposal, and even immune function. In other words, keeping your muscle strong does not just keep you moving, it is protecting you against diabetes, inflammation, and even cognitive decline. So, if you are a woman over 60, here is the key takeaway for this first insight. Protecting your muscle is not optional. It is the foundation of metabolic health, longevity, and independence. And the good news is, it does not require complicated routines. It starts with understanding the signals and mastering the ones that matter most in the morning. If this is helpful so far, tap the hype button below and consider subscribing. I post content like this every single day, and the supplements we are discussing in this video are tagged with the video. You can find them easily from online stores. Now that we understand why muscle is more than just strength, let us move to the next piece of the puzzle, the hidden morning hormone surge that accelerates muscle loss. Here is what is really going on inside your body first thing in the morning. When you wake up, your body experiences what scientists call the cortisol awakening response. Cortisol, often labeled the stress hormone, naturally spikes within the first 30 to 60 minutes after you open your eyes. This is not a mistake by your body. Cortisol helps you feel alert, wakeful, and ready to face the day. But here is the catch. Cortisol is also catabolic. That means it breaks things down, including your muscle tissue, to release energy. It is like your body is saying, we just came through an overnight fast and we need quick fuel. If you do not provide your body with the right signal during this window, it will pull amino acids directly out of your muscles, convert them into glucose in the liver, and use that to raise blood sugar. Over time, this contributes to sarcopenia. Let me give you a simple analogy. Imagine you are running a household, and every morning you wake up to pay your bills. If you have cash ready in your wallet, you can pay those bills without stress. But if your wallet is empty, you are forced to sell off pieces of your furniture just to cover costs. Cortisol does the same thing. If your blood sugar is stable and you provide the right nutrients or habits early in the morning, your body pays its energy bills smoothly. But if you do nothing, it starts breaking down your furniture, your muscle. Now, research from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism confirms that morning cortisol surges are especially pronounced in women after menopause. Why? Because estrogen normally helps buffer cortisol's catabolic effects. With lower estrogen, cortisol's muscle-wasting power becomes stronger. That is why women over 60 are at a particularly high risk for accelerated sarcopenia. So what do you do about it? This is where the 30-second morning habit becomes so critical. If you can interrupt that cortisol-driven muscle breakdown quickly after waking, you prevent your body from tearing down muscle just to keep blood sugar stable. Think of it like flipping a switch. Instead of cortisol burning your muscle, you redirect your metabolism to burn fat and protect lean tissue. And here's another important point. This is not just about muscle. When cortisol drives muscle breakdown, the amino acids released can raise blood sugar and trigger insulin spikes. Over time, this sets the stage for insulin resistance, stubborn belly fat, and accelerated aging. That is why women who struggle with both muscle loss and belly fat often do not realize these two issues are connected, and they both begin in the morning. The key takeaway here is simple. Cortisol is not your enemy. It is a powerful hormone designed to wake you up, but unmanaged, it becomes one of the strongest accelerators of sarcopenia. The secret is knowing how to send your body a clear message in the first 30 seconds of the day. protect my muscle, fuel me efficiently, and set me up for stable energy. That is exactly what we are going to cover in the next section. Now let us dive into that 30-second morning habit itself. The protocol you can start using tomorrow to stop cortisol from stealing your strength. So now we come to the part you have been waiting for, the 30-second morning habit that stops sarcopenia in its tracks. It is simple, it is science-backed, and it is something you can start tomorrow morning. Here it is. Within the first 30 seconds of waking, drink a glass of water with essential amino acids or a quick source of high-quality protein. Let me explain why this works. When you first wake up, your body is in that catabolic state we talked about. Cortisol is elevated, blood sugar is low, and your body is tempted to break down muscle for fuel. By giving your body amino acids or protein right away, you essentially pay the energy bill without selling your furniture. In other words, you provide the raw materials your body needs, so it does not have to raid your muscle tissue. Think of it like this. If your body is a construction crew working on a building, amino acids are the bricks. Without bricks, the crew starts tearing down the walls just to patch other areas. But the moment you provide a steady supply of new bricks, construction continues smoothly and nothing valuable gets destroyed. That is exactly what happens inside your muscles. Now, here is what the research shows. A study published in Frontiers in Nutrition found that even a small, rapid intake of essential amino acids in the morning stimulates muscle protein synthesis, the biological process of building and repairing muscle even without exercise. This is powerful because it means that just by providing amino acids at the right time, you shift your body from muscle breakdown to muscle building. So how do you do it in practice? Step number 1. Place a glass of water at your bedside before you go to sleep. This way, it is waiting for you in the morning, and you do not even have to think about it. Step number 2. Add a scoop of essential amino acids, or if you prefer food-based sources, a small serving of rapidly digested protein like collagen peptides or whey isolate. If you do not tolerate dairy, there are excellent plant-based blends that deliver the same effect. Step number 3. Drink it within 30 seconds of waking. That timing matters. You are sending your body a clear message right at the cortisol peak. We are safe. We have fuel, protect the muscle, and here's the best part. This entire habit takes less time than brushing your teeth, but the ripple effect lasts all day long. You stabilize cortisol, you prevent unnecessary muscle breakdown, and you set up your metabolism to burn fat more efficiently throughout the morning. This habit is not a replacement for resistance training or balanced meals later in the day, but it is the trigger that ensures your body stays in a muscle protective state instead of sliding into sarcopenia. If this is resonating with you, tap the hype button below and consider subscribing. I post content like this every single day. And remember, the supplements we are discussing here are tagged with the video, so you can find them from trusted online stores if you would like to try them yourself. Now that you know the morning habit itself, let us go deeper into another layer most people miss: the timing of protein across your entire day, and why it matters even more after 60. Now that you understand the 30-second habit, let us zoom out and talk about one of the most overlooked drivers of muscle loss after 60, not just how much protein you eat, but when you eat it. Here is what is really going on inside your body. After the age of 60, the muscle becomes less sensitive to protein. Scientists call this anabolic resistance. It means that the same amount of protein that used to trigger muscle growth in your 20s or 30s no longer has the same effect. Think of it like your muscles are wearing noise-canceling headphones. The signal from protein is still there, but it is harder for them to hear it. This is why timing becomes critical. Instead of dumping most of your protein into one large evening meal, which is how many people eat, spreading it across the day sends repeated signals to your muscle, telling them stay alive, stay strong, keep building. Here is a simple analogy. Imagine watering a plant. If you give it all the water once at night, most of it spills over and the roots cannot absorb it all. But if you water it at steady intervals throughout the day, the roots stay moist and nourished. Your muscles are the same way. Your muscles are the same way. They respond to regular pulses of amino acids. Now, What the research shows is that older adults need about 25 to 30 grams of high quality protein at each meal to fully activate muscle protein synthesis. This comes from studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, which show that hitting this threshold is far more effective than spreading out smaller amounts that never reach the activation point. So here's a practical protocol. Step number 1. Start your day with the 30-second amino acid or protein trigger as we discussed earlier. Step number 2. Aim for at least 25 grams of protein at breakfast. This might look like 2 eggs plus a scoop of collagen or a Greek yogurt with nuts and seeds. Step number 3. Repeat the 25 to 30 gram target at lunch and dinner. By spacing your protein evenly across the day, you are sending 3 strong muscle building signals rather than one weak one at night. Step number 4. If you are especially active or recovering from illness, consider one additional protein pulse like a shake or snack in the mid-afternoon. And here is something to keep in mind. The type of protein matters too. Proteins rich in leucine, an essential amino acid, are especially powerful at triggering muscle growth. Leucine acts like the ignition key for your muscle engine. Foods like eggs, dairy, lean poultry, and high-quality plant-based blends are all excellent sources. The key takeaway here is that women over 60 cannot rely on the old just get enough protein by the end of the day approach. To protect muscle, you need repeated, well-timed signals throughout the day. Combined with your morning 30-second habit, this creates a strong metabolic defense against sarcopenia. Now, let us build on this further. Beyond protein, your muscle also depends on hydration, electrolytes, and specific micronutrients to function properly. Without these, even the best protein strategy falls flat. That is what we are going to cover in the next section. We often think about muscle health in terms of protein and exercise, but there is another critical layer that rarely gets the attention it deserves: hydration, electrolytes, and micronutrients. Without these, even the best protein plan cannot do its job fully. Here is what is really going on inside your body. Your muscles are about 75% water. That means hydration is not just about quenching thirst. It is about keeping the cellular environment of your muscles primed for energy, repair, and growth. When you are even slightly dehydrated, your cells shrink, enzyme activity slows, and muscle protein synthesis drops. Let me explain with a simple analogy. Imagine trying to run a washing machine without enough water. The clothes will not get clean, and the whole system strains. Your muscles are the same. Without hydration, they cannot flush out waste or pull in the amino acids they need to grow. Now, hydration alone is not enough. Your muscle cells also rely on electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium, to generate electrical impulses. Every contraction of your biceps or quadriceps depends on these minerals moving in and out of your muscle cells. If the balance is off, you feel weak, crampy, and fatigued. Research from Nutrients Journal highlights that older adults often have chronic deficiencies in magnesium and potassium, largely because of changes in diet, medications, and absorption. These deficiencies directly impair muscle function and accelerate sarcopenia. So, how do you put this into practice? Step number 1, start your morning with hydration alongside your protein trigger. A simple 8 to 12 ounces of water with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon provides sodium, trace minerals, and vitamin C to jumpstart your metabolism. Step number 2, prioritize foods rich in potassium and magnesium throughout the day. Leafy greens, avocado, nuts, seeds, and legumes are excellent choices. If you struggle to get enough, consider a high-quality electrolyte powder without added sugar. Step number 3. Do not forget about vitamin D and calcium. Together, they support both muscle contraction and bone strength, which means fewer falls and fractures. The Journal of Bone and Mineral Research consistently shows that vitamin D deficiency is linked not just to weak bones, but also to accelerated muscle loss. Sun exposure, fatty fish, and supplements when needed can make a dramatic difference. Step number 4. Space your hydration. Instead of guzzling water all at once, sip steadily throughout the day. Just like protein, your muscles respond better to consistent signals rather than erratic bursts. Here is the key takeaway. Muscle is not just built out of protein, it is built in an environment that requires water, electrolytes, and specific vitamins and minerals. Think of it as the soil around the roots of a plant. Even if you give the plant enough sunlight, or in this case, protein, if the soil is dry and depleted, growth will stall. If this content is valuable so far, make sure to tap the hype button and subscribe. I post daily content designed to help you protect your metabolism and longevity naturally, and the supplements we discuss here are tagged with the video so you can explore them through trusted online sources. Now let us bring this all together with a simple lifestyle rhythm, a morning anti-sarcopenia protocol that combines movement, nutrition, and mindset into one seamless routine. At this point, you understand why muscle is more than strength, how cortisol drives morning muscle loss, the 30-second habit that flips the switch, the importance of protein timing, and the role of hydration and micronutrients. Now let us tie it all together into a simple morning rhythm, a daily anti-sarcopenia protocol that takes just a few minutes and sets the tone for your entire day. Here is how it works. Step number 1. The moment you wake up, before your feet even hit the floor, drink your bedside glass of water with essential amino acids or protein. This interrupts the cortisol-driven muscle breakdown and tells your body, protect my lean tissue. Step number 2. Add hydration with electrolytes. A pinch of sea salt, a squeeze of lemon, or a clean electrolyte mix gives your muscle cells the minerals they need for contraction, energy, and repair. This is like turning on the power grid before you start using the appliances. Step number 3, move your body. This does not have to be a full workout. Even 30 to 60 seconds of light resistance, like chair squats, wall push-ups, or simple band pulls, is enough to send a signal to your muscle fibers that they are still needed. Think of it as knocking on the furnace to remind it to keep burning. Step number 4, within the first hour of waking, follow up with a protein-rich breakfast. Aim for 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein. This is your second muscle-building pulse of the day, reinforcing the message from your 30-second habit. Step number 5, prime your mindset. Stress itself is catabolic, and chronic worry can magnify cortisol's effects. Take 1 minute for deep breathing, gratitude journaling, or simply stepping outside for natural light. Light exposure also helps reset your circadian rhythm, lowering cortisol at night and improving sleep, which is when much of your muscle repair happens. Now, here is why this protocol works so well. It stacks small signals together. You hydrate the cells, supply amino acids, activate muscle fibers, feed with protein, and calm the nervous system all before the day really begins. Each signal may seem minor, but together they create a powerful anti-sarcopenia message: build, protect, and repair. Research supports this stacking effect. Studies in the journals of gerontology show that combining nutrition, hydration, and light resistance training produces far greater improvements in muscle mass and strength in older adults than any single intervention alone. In other words, it is the synergy that matters. Here's the key takeaway. You do not need hours at the gym or expensive treatments to fight sarcopenia. You need rhythm, repetition, and the right signals at the right time. The first hour of your day becomes your foundation for protecting muscle, stabilizing metabolism, and extending longevity. Now that we have laid out all 6 insights, let us close by reviewing the major lessons and setting up a clear, actionable next step you can begin tomorrow morning. Let us step back and bring everything together. We began with the problem, sarcopenia, the silent loss of muscle that accelerates after the age of 60. It is not just about weakness, it is about metabolism, energy, independence, and even longevity. When muscle fades, everything from blood sugar control to bone strength and brain health begins to slip. Then we uncovered what is really driving it. The morning cortisol surge, while natural and necessary, becomes a double-edged sword. In women over 60, lower estrogen means cortisol's catabolic effect is even stronger. Left unchecked, it tells the body to break down muscle for fuel. That is why the very first 30 seconds of your morning are so powerful. Instead of letting cortisol steal your strength, You can interrupt the signal by giving your body what it needs: hydration and amino acids. This tiny ritual flips your metabolism from breakdown to protection. It is like placing bricks in the hands of your construction crew before they start tearing down the walls for supplies. From there, we expanded the picture. Protein timing matters more than total protein alone. Hitting that 25 to 30 gram threshold at each meal sends repeated pulses to your muscle, reminding it to stay strong. Hydration, electrolytes, and key micronutrients like magnesium, potassium, vitamin D, and calcium form the soil that nourishes your muscle roots. And when you stack these signals together, amino acids on waking, hydration, light movement, a protein-rich breakfast, and a calm mindset, you create a daily anti-sarcopenia rhythm that is simple, sustainable, and powerful. Here is the most important message. You are not powerless against muscle loss. Sarcopenia is not just part of aging. It is the result of missed signals. And when you give your body the right inputs, it responds at 60, at 70, even at 80. So here's my challenge to you. Starting tomorrow morning, try this 30-second habit. Put a glass of water with amino acids by your bed tonight. When you wake, drink it before you even step out of bed. Then notice how you feel. Notice the difference in your energy, your stability, even your appetite throughout the day. These small changes compound, and over weeks and months, they become the difference between decline and vitality. If this video added value, I encourage you to like it and subscribe to the channel. I post daily content to help you optimize your metabolism, energy, and longevity naturally. And remember, the supplements we discussed are tagged with this video so you can explore them through trusted online sources. Your muscle is your furnace, your protector, and your fountain of youth. Guard it fiercely, feed it wisely, and it will serve you for decades to come.